Hi, today I'm going to talk to you about the importance of cultural competency within the OSU community. Students should be well equipped with knowledge on transgender identities and the impacts that oppressive systems have on their peers. Transgender immigrants are not included in conversations about LGBTQ rights when their voices should be the ones heard. Because this population has difficulty in accessing resources, the support of the community is essential to resilience in the face of discrimination. Without inclusive conditions and a well-rounded cultural understanding of differences among marginalized groups, transgender immigrants are forced to live between the crossroads of oppression. They experience barriers through the education system, medical care, access to employment, housing, and social exclusion within their communities. My call to action for bringing awareness to the OSU community is by implementing educational aspects in the classroom that connects race, gender, sexuality, class, and ableism. Having students interact with this content early on in their college education will allow for growth and further consciousness in the community. Transgender immigrants are a vulnerable group because they are susceptible to discrimination based off their race, gender, sexuality, and nationality. Living in the U.S. as a transgender person is complicated because of the institutional racism and transphobia that is present in our everyday society. Many of the immigrants coming to the United States are seeking asylum from their countries who do not accept their identities as they are. However, many of the transgender immigrants that are coming across the border are being detained for the same reasons. It is important that Oregon State embraces the fluidity of gender and sexuality, as well as creating inclusive spaces for transgender immigrants. A diversity aspect should be integrated into courses such as calculus or biochemistry to emphasize how different communities can share similarities. To further elaborate, the implementation of diversity in courses will give more representation to marginalized communities and foster a more supportive network. With a focus on cultural competency, transgender immigrants in the community will be more likely to feel less social exclusion and have higher self-esteem. A community that works together to instill values and human welfare will find more opportunities to connect with one another individually and find commonalities through experience. Because transgender immigrants are high at risk for institutional barriers, working with the community to provide education and awareness will develop into further conversations and initiatives to assure a safe environment for all students. Thank you for listening, and I hope that you take this into account.